1994 was a hell of a year for movies.
I don't remember a whole lot of stuff from back when I was a kid like that.
1994, you had The Lion King, Forrest Gump, True Lies, The Mask, Speed, The Flintstones, Dumb and Dumber, Clear and Present Danger, Interview, Interview with a Vampire. Yep.
I didn't see most of those movies until I was much older though. So.
Yeah.
Except for The Lion King.
Pulp Fiction, Clerks, The Shawshank Redemption. I mean, it's crazy how amazing 94 was.
Yeah.
And the ones they don't include on here, Leon the Professional, another one that was just too damn good, and Gary Oldman as one of my favorite bad guys ever. Gosh. But anyway, in the midst of all that craziness, Jim Carrey cemented himself as the premier comedy actor of the 90s. One of those films was Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber...
You're the most annoying sound in the world.
Me and Ashley used to do that all the time on road trips, and my dad literally lost it on us one time. But Dumb and Dumber holds a special place in my heart, and the less we talk about the sequel, the better. Doug made a video about Dumb and Dumber. Is Dumb and Dumber actually smart or just dumb? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't really remember.
But anyway, let's check it out and see. Here we go.
Hello, I'm the nostalgia guy. Remember it so you don't have to.
Hi, Doug.
30. I hate time.
Yes.
Yep, it was 1994 when this movie came out, and critics at the time, understandably, were very torn about it. Why? Well, because it's dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. This is one of the most honestly titled movies that makes no mistake about what it is. But that's part of why it's endured for so long. It's one of the few films where when somebody says they like it or hate it, it's
You know, when they actually did this, they literally just let the two of them improvise, and Jim Carrey did this, and literally
he improvised a bunch of stuff in this, from what I've heard. Like the annoying sound was improvised too.
It was. And this here, everyone back here, they told everyone whatever they do, just look at them like they're weird, don't laugh. And everyone back here kept laughing at Jim and Jeff just going off. But this just the
few films where when somebody says they like it or hate it, it's very easy to see why. It's a stupid flick that tries a wide variety of different jokes centered around how dumb its main characters are, and you're either gonna see that idiocy as funny, or you're just gonna see it as idiocy.
Actually, okay, Jeff Daniels was in the middle of a career crossroads, because a lot of people saw it the late phase of his young leading man. His agent told him this scene alone would end his career. No, really. His agent called him up and said, if you let them keep this scene in the movie, your career is over. To which Jeff just said, well, about time. And Jeff Daniels went on to keep making movies. Still makes movies to this day, so haha.
But something I've noticed is whether you love or hate this movie, everybody has something positive to take away from it. The Siskel and Ebert review is a perfect example. Siskel thought the film worked, but Ebert thought it didn't quite come together. But acknowledges there are moments where it's the hardest he's ever laughed.
God, I heard you laugh. You heard me not only laughing, I almost had to be hospitalized. There was one moment in this movie that is probably the funniest moment I've seen in 5 years of comedies.
And that's always something I noticed. Even people who don't like it have at least one scene that they love. And it's different for every person. I think that's a testament to the Farrelly brothers not really caring if their humor is highbrow, lowbrow, dark, light, slapstick, or dialogue-driven. Their main focus is only getting a laugh in a believable enough environment. Does the same dumbness still work today, though? Well, let's take a closer look. Let's see if 30 years makes this smarter, dumber, or both. Let's take a look at Dumb and Dumber. The film opens with Lloyd Christmas, played by Jim Carrey, hitting on a woman.
That's a lovely accent you have.
Austria.
Well then.
Good day,
Good day, mate.
Also, you cut
This is
out
stupid.
you cut out one of my little favorite things that he said here. He's just like,
Lloyd Christmas, played by Jim Carrey, hitting on a woman.
That's a lovely accent you have.
New Jersey?
Good day, mate.
That's clearly Boston. The attempt doesn't work, and we see that Lloyd is actually the driver, which I'm not sure if the joke would be ruined or funnier if you heard him scrambling to get to the back seat.
Excuse me.
And the credits roll while we're
It could
introduced to
work.
Harry,
It
played
could
by
work.
Jeff Daniels. He works for a pet grooming service, which he has. He has a weak excuse to have this car in most of the movie. But if you view these
wrong with
headlights as
that?
eyes, it suddenly looks like a deranged Pokemon. That's instantly worth it.
oh, come on.
Why haven't you dropped those dogs off at the show yet?
Neither are particularly good at their jobs. In fact, they both get fired. Harry for ruining the dogs for a dog show, and Lloyd acting like a dumbass driving he thinks the love of his life, Mary, played by Lauren Holly. No, really, Fairleys, did you get in a fight over a girl who had that name or something?
Statistically, they say you're more likely to get killed on the way to the airport. I have this cousin. Oh, I haven't.
Bill would have made a kid show out of this if they put together that Harry and Lloyd kinda have a body count. Though maybe the show's
Yeah.
not so innocent when you realize the whole intro they're chasing Beaver. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Speaking of which, Lloyd gives Mary a very uncomfortable goodbye.
Lloyd.
Oh my God.
Just go.
Sure, this isn't a prequel to the number 23.
Could
He
be.
notices she leaves her briefcase though, and he rushes to get it back to her. Despite two other people were supposed to pick it up. The scene is still great. My only issue is every trailer had a funnier scream than what actually made it in the movie.
Yeah. That I wanted that scream. Instead, it was. Yeah.
Still swear there's a commercial where they use the Wilhelm yell.
You know, okay. Funny enough, I know they would be impossible to do back then, but I would love it if they actually did different screams in different, like, versions of the movie and just literally didn't tell anybody. Like, they released 3 different versions. One had the original scream, one had the one from the trailer, and one had the Wilhelm scream. And everyone would just be like, what are you talking about? It was a Wilhelm scream. And everyone would argue over if it's a Mandela effect thing. That's what I would want, if only.
And even that was funnier than what made it in. It turns out the people meant to pick up the briefcase are Joe and JP, 2 thugs who work for a criminal who kidnapped Mary's husband, and Lloyd now has the ransom money.
The most beautiful woman alive. She actually talked to me, man.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hell,
Me and my boys talking about just like our crushes in school. It's like, she actually talked to me. Get out of here, man.
everybody who takes an alpha male class talks. Not that I would know.
Duh.
They see the criminals and they think they have guns because they didn't pay their gas bill. Hey, that's legit. The gas company can be hardcore. One time I didn't pay the gas bill, now every time I use the lighter. So they make a run
Damn
for
it.
it. Our villains break in and decide to leave a message with their pet bird.
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
Yeah, it was pretty old.
I've seen Tom and Jerry. Some birds are just really sensitive.
I tell you, my sister quoted, "We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!" So many times she quoted that.
It may be the only dramatic moment in the film. Lloyd says he wants to do something that matters and travel to Aspen to get the briefcase to Mary.
I'm sick and tired of having to eke my way through life.
Sick and tired of being a nobody.
I'm sick and tired of having nobody.
One of the reasons Carey plays it so well is because he confessed. It reminded him of when he and his family were struggling living out of their car. And these words hit hard because only on his 3rd starring role in a film, he was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. In fact, all these 3 monster hits came out the same year. It's a good moment on its own, but it does hit a little different with that information. But doesn't lose track, that's still a dumb comedy.
Okay, that's enough.
I remade one movie creeper joke, though maybe Nigma could work here? They start on the road trip as Lloyd confesses to get a little extra money he sold their dead bird to a blind kid. And if you're wondering what scene made Ebert laugh so hard he embarrassed himself, this is the one.
And then cut to Pretty Bird. That's so fucked up.
Can you say pretty bird.
It's so stupid. Just the amount of tape.
Yeah. I had to make sure, like, you know, the blind kid was going to be petting the bird. It didn't fall back off.
Also,
The blind kid would be scarred for life. He would think he petted it too hard and he knocked its head off.
Also, I love the fact that this joke comes back into the fold later in the film. It's like, I just thought he was really quiet.
Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird.
Good to know the best don't shy away from their dark and twisted side. This parrot is no more!
God dang it, of
Accidentally
course.
spills some salt, so he literally throws a salt shaker over his shoulder, hitting some truckers who threaten him. Lloyd says he has a plan to get back at him he saw in a movie once. He tells the truckers they're sorry and want to buy them around, but tells the waitress the truckers are paying for Lloyd and Harry's meal.
Alright, that's what he wants.
Put these on there too.
By the way, the movie they got that trick from? Pooh's Grand Adventure.
The movie? They catch up to him half-mile down the road and slit his throat.
Most violent scene ever animated. Which is funny because it sounds very similar to a scene in Something Wild, but Harry was there for that. He would have remembered.
Oh my god. What? Dude, come on.
Not pulling over now.
Harry's freaked out the truckers are going to catch up, even when Lloyd has to pee, pissing in several beer bottles. This gets the attention of a state trooper, played by Harlan Williams. And I admit, when I first saw this guy's comedy, I didn't really understand it. But years later, I love the hell out of it.
Harlan has grown on people in terms of like his comedic timing. Everyone thought he was just too much in Down Periscope. I loved him in Down Periscope, which also, once again, came out the exact same year. Another kick-ass comedy that came out this year. He was awesome in that, and he's just been consistently good. Yeah, he's had some goofy ones here and there.
He's an art comedian who experiments and tries anything once, making his reactions very unexpected. You'd think when he drinks this beer bottle full of piss, he's gonna spit it out or scream or have some sort of big reaction. But instead, we get a dolphin having a stroke. I don't know what that is, but it's great on rewatches.
Get the hell out of here.
He lets him go, and Lloyd has a daydream about meeting up with Mary again.
The fact these two actually got married is one of the funniest things that came out of this movie. I swear to God.
It's about how you would think a daydream from this character would go. Even this scene, odd to say, doesn't seem weird for this character. But fantasy suddenly being taken over by a kung fu movie where the staff all wants to hit on his woman? That's the kind of bonkers that needs to be preserved.
Yes.
This takes over 2/3 of the fantasy. You could cut it and miss nothing essential to the plot. But by God, you would miss a joke literally throwing its heart at you and putting it in a doggy bag. It's just amazing. In one of my favorite Wake-Up moments, her breasts suddenly turn into a truck. Thank God he wasn't driving towards a Macy's parade.
Oh my God. Also, Doug, why didn't you talk more about like the nut shot? Because Doug said that was probably one of his favorite nut shots. Like, just like the just bites into it. Dude.
And as pretty useless as both these thugs are, yeah, keep loading that gun or we're never gonna see it used. We do get this one badass moment.
Get
off
the phone.
Stay tuned for more of the St. Louis reboot of Doctor Who. Joe pretends to have a busted car to find out more about Lloyd and Harry and who they're supposedly working for.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Fun fact, this wasn't in the script, and you can tell because Daniel starts to lose it just before they cut away.
I never noticed that. I think it's because I was too focused on Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
So fucking goofy.
Again, though, you can see a little bit more of his reaction in the trailer where he tries to play along with it a bit more. Though honestly, it would have been more effective if they went with this.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Nope.
Well, this video just got copyright struck. That's the thing. You like oh my god, Ludwig had that, like, someone gave him that as like a donation for him to watch. He watched 10 seconds, and his channel got struck.
I'll just edit it out.
Christ almighty, man.
Guys! When Joe figures out they're not with anybody, they're just incredibly dumb. He plans to poison them, but Harry and Lloyd accidentally end up poisoning him instead.
Don't worry, no CPR.
It's okay! I'm a lifeguard! Joe ends up kicking the bucket, but that doesn't stop their trip as they make their way to a gas station. When Lloyd bumps into the trucker they scammed earlier. Harry accidentally saves him, though, just in time for me to get a good...
Anyone here remember the name of the trucker? I do. Kick his ass, Seabass! Also, I love the little call out to, like, for manly love, be here on Wednesday at 11:55 p.m. I think that's what it said. Lloyd looks at his watch, Wednesday, 11:54 p.m., and then he hears the door open. It's like, oh my god.
And look at one of my personal favorite jokes. I mean, okay, it's not an amazing joke. No, it's literally what's written under it. Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want access to emojis, polls, behind-the-scene videos, and other perks, check out and see if you want to become a member. Lloyd takes over driving, taking him several miles in the wrong direction, resulting in this great line.
I expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this.
Well, these Rocky Mountains are the actual height of Rocky.
Oh.
Harry is pissed because they have no money left, so he leaves Lloyd behind. Lloyd sells the car to a kid with a scooter, though, and they're back on track. Harry has to go to the bathroom, though, despite them trying to save on gas.
Just go, man. Oh, that's really warm.
Another successful Amazon delivery.
Oh.
They make it to Aspen, growing closer than they've ever been. But they realize when they get there, they have no idea where Mary is. They finally find out, though, that the briefcase is filled with tons of money.
We borrow a few bucks, just a small loan from the briefcase, and we find ourselves some reasonable lodgings.
Oh, come on, you can take out more from Carrie's paycheck. Nah, I'm just kidding. It'd be 7 briefcases to match his payment. Literally, half the film's budget went to him. And if you're thinking, what the hell, don't worry, no one else is.
Well, if it would have sucked and, you know, the film would have made no money, then yeah, I don't think Jim Carrey would have gotten paid paid more money for his next film roles. But yeah, when your budget is $14 million and you make this, you literally make more than like 20 times the amount? Christ.
There you go. There you go.
They, of course, blow all the money on things they don't need until they find a paper that says Mary is going to attend a major event. I'm not sure how the Fairleys keep finding the most beautifully ugly tuxes in film, but they've proven to be almost as iconic as quoting other iconic lines in a new iconic way.
I'd like to eat her liver with some farver beans and a nice bottle of Chianti.
Scarier than anything in Hannibal. They see Mary is helping an endangered type of owl, naturally leading to this line.
Nice set of hooters you got there. The owls are beautiful.
I had to do that in front of Terry Carr. She originated that joke.
Oh my god!
Lloyd up, but
that's right!
Always Sonny took that joke too. It's like when Frank's talking to Dynasty, he's like, you got a huge set on you. And she's like, excuse me? And he's like, pipes. You got a great set of pipes. Your voice is amazing.
Damn it, Frank.
Originated that joke. And Harry is supposed to build Lloyd up, but ends up falling for her instead.
We successfully mated a bulldog with a shih tzu. We called it a bullshit.
That's such a stupid dad joke.
Colonel Chamberlain, everybody. I think everybody knew something like this was coming.
Poor Al.
I think everybody knew something like this was coming.
Also, the reaction from her is like my favorite part.
Boy, this party really died.
He had just one day until retirement from Hogwarts. Seriously, this film really likes its dead birds. Harry says Mary's gonna meet up with Lloyd at a different location while he spends the day with her instead.
There's been some family problems, but I don't want to bore you with those.
I'd rather lead you on thinking you have a chance while my husband's life hangs in the balance. Yeah, okay, not everything gels together in this.
Oh, look, Frost.
You wouldn't happen to have a cup of warm water, would you?
Yet he's still a more convincing dud than Ezekiel Sims. Just imagining Elsa giving Olaf the same treatment in Frozen.
No!
Lloyd finds out about Harry's betrayal, and while Harry makes up more lies, Lloyd plots his revenge. Okay, so I've made it clear in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of fart jokes or shit jokes or stuff like that, but there are a few that just slay me. And this is their goddamn crowning achievement.
Yes!
I've seen this joke done so many times that it's always so lame, but this movie turns it into an art. First off, the build-up's sensational. From Carrie acting only with his eyes preparing for Harry's suffering.
Oh, that's so good. Just that devious little...
To Daniel's face when he first senses what's coming. To the amazing sound design, I swear replicating bubbling turmoil in a liquid hydrogen bomb. All building up to this comic nirvana.
It's the fucking... It's the high pitch, like, oh! And then it, like, makes it even funnier than it would have been otherwise.
It's the mix of his facial reaction, his body positioning, and that explosive noise of Mount Krakatoa erupting into a toilet bowl. That look of excruciating pain and utter ecstasy is one of the funniest things we as humans have ever filmed. It's so painful it feels good, yet so good it feels painful. And
then the pièce de résistance. Just this little tidbit.
On top of everything else, we get an obvious but still masterful punchline.
I hope you're not using the toilet, it's broken.
Huh? Also, him opening the window and just like wafting it out the window. The smell. Oh my gosh.
Huh? And even that punchline needs another payoff. I don't care what any film historian says, this stupid scene has layers. And people who love the craft of comedy should be studying it for years. I say without the tiniest bit of irony or sarcasm, I literally did this entire review just so I could talk about this one scene.
Really?
If scientists ever do a study of comedically perfect moments, this has to be in the top 10. Don't look at me, that's just science. Not that this scene needs an earth topper, but this is also a pretty funny callback.
The blind Rhode Island boy who was duped into buying a dead parakeet.
I just thought he was real quiet.
It's that one guy who's waving like, he can't see me, he's blind. God, I love it when a good comedy has no conscience. Lloyd drops by unannounced and tells Mary about the briefcase. So she agrees to go with him back to the hotel to pick it up. Here he practices his confession of love to Mary, saying she makes him feel like a schoolboy.
I feel like a schoolboy again.
A schoolboy who desperately wants to make sweet, sweet love to you.
I'd chip off my childhood accident for you. It doesn't work as well in person, though.
Mary?
Hi.
Yeah. That line would get you canceled so fast.
That's not what I meant.
She says their chances are 1 in a million, which he misinterprets as...
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Literally the mindset of anyone who sent a dick pic to a stranger. But the mastermind behind the kidnapping, yeah, you don't care who he is, and neither does the audience, takes them hostage as well, finding out all his money has been replaced with IOUs.
That's a car. $275,000. Might want to hang on to that one.
Every IOU dollar is worth 5 British pounds. Harry comes in to save the day, does a pretty bad job, but then bounces back to still do a pretty bad job.
Another film from '94.
But it turns out the stranger at the gas station was an FBI agent. Thus Mary is reunited with her husband, leading to this dark as hell scene.
They missed out on like the little tidbit here. Just like, yeah, they give me a bulletproof vest. Cool. Wait, what if he'd have shot you in the face? Yeah, what if he would have shot me in the face? It's just like, we were willing to take that risk.
Hi, Agent. Thus Mary is reunited with her husband, leading to this dark as hell scene.
Then this, yeah.
Boyd. Huh? No, really, this might be the most demented character Carrie's ever played.
It's up there.
Back home, when they're approached by a bus full of bikini models, looking for 2 oil boys to grease them up before their competition.
I was going to say, I am very respectful, and I am told I am very good with my hands.
You are in luck. There's a town about 3 miles that way. I'm sure you'll find a couple guys there.
Oh
it's pretty
my
well known
gosh.
the original ending had them getting on the bus, but Jim Carrey refused to shoot it because he said their characters would be too stupid to do that.
You'll have to excuse my friend. The town is back that way.
It's kind of an asshole thing to do, not even shoot the original version as an option. I mean, he's the actor, not the director, and for what he's getting paid, he probably should have shot the alternate take too.
I would have.
On the other hand, he was right. That ending sucks, and this one's far better.
Don't worry, we'll catch our break too. We just gotta keep our eyes open.
I'll compromise and say your douchiness knew what it was talking about. And that was Dumb and Dumber. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a little funnier than I remember it. I think like anybody, I'm gonna find some jokes that don't work, and there are plenty of moments that don't tie together that well. But with the exception of maybe fourth wall jokes, and even then the something wild joke kinda counts, they try every type of humor I can think of in this. Yeah, again, within the limits of the reality they created. There's so many quotable lines and funny moments I didn't even have time to mention here, and most of them do get a lot funnier the more you watch them. Even when they feel desperate, there's just such a going for broke attitude and joy of performance that felt throughout the entire thing. Whether it's one of the straight men or antagonists or over-the-top leads, everybody does their part with complete conviction, trying their best to make the joke work. Harry and Lloyd go back and forth between being likable and unlikable, and both work because the characters are usually too dumb to tell which is which. There's no moral or ethical conflict to be analyzed, it's just 2 idiots being 2 idiots. And when it's this team at this time bringing these 2 idiots to life, everybody can find at least one moment both so dumb yet so funny to walk away with. I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Do it.
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
Of course.
Okay. Well, yeah, Dumb and Dumber still holds up. Still holds up. When was the last time I watched that? I think it was like around 5 years ago, I think. It still holds up, man.
I think I saw it, like, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it around high school because Chance Andrew showed it to me at some point.
I saw it on home video in like 96, 95, 96, I can't remember. But when I saw it on home video, like there were parts of it my mom was trying to block out my eyes. It was the one where she thought that that Lauren Holly was like getting naked. It was going to show her cans, but instead it showed the headlights. My mom was like, like trying to cover my eyes, and I like leaned over and I saw, and then my mom looked over and she's like, oh. Like she wasn't worried anymore. But yeah, this movie still holds up. It's still amazing. Just don't watch the sequel. And Doug, if you ever do a movie talking about the sequel, tear it to shreds. Like literally, I want you to rip it a new asshole. That's, I think, do you have anything you wanted to add or anything you want to say? Okay, so that's going to do it, everybody. That was, is Dumb and Dumber actually smart or dumb? Turns out, pretty smart. So,
At the
yeah.
very least, it's funny.
Oh, yes. Absolutely funny. So, till next time, I am Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.